Yeah. Hi guys. Very good evening, everyone. I hope you all can able to hear me right. Can anyone? Yeah. Okay. So today we'll just continue with the concept of averages, and today we'll complete our topic. Okay. And also, as I said in the last class, okay, today I'll give you some 10 to 15 minutes of time. Okay, just to clarify all your doubts, whatever you have in averages concept, so that even you will be having better clarity on the concept. Okay. So without much delay, we'll continue the session. Okay, last two classes that we discussed a few questions on averages. Okay, I'll continue from where we stopped. Okay, these are all the questions that already done. Yes. Okay. So I'll explain the maximum model questions from the PPT, and I have shared this particular PPT in your WhatsApp group also. If not received, okay, I hope everybody is there in the WhatsApp group, right? So you will definitely receive this PPT. So that we didn't discuss, make sure that you practice all the questions, and if you have any doubts, let us know so that we will discuss those doubts whatever you have. Okay. Okay, let's start solving this question. Okay, this is a question like a little different from the questions which we already solved. Okay, where actually the difference? Okay, let's try to recall. In the last class, we discussed about mainly three different types of questions where one person is included and when one person is excluded, and person will get replaced, right? So far the questions we discussed is replacement is only done. Okay, like between one person, right? Just only like one person removed and one person will get added, so only one person is getting replaced. But if you observe this particular question, okay, average age of 11 players of a cricket team, okay, when two of them gained 18 years and 20 years are replaced by two new players, they're asking us what is the average age of new players. Okay, here how many persons are getting replaced? Here two persons are getting replaced, right? See, simple logic, what they're saying is, in a cricket team there are total 11 players. Okay, so those 11 players average is increased by 2 months when two persons is getting replaced. Okay, so they are asking about what are the age of new person. So if you observe, okay, count average, the same logic, hope you remember this particular logic. Okay, we discussed in the last class. Okay, count on average. So initially there are 11 players. These 11 players average, we don't know and don't consider it as 2 months. Okay, they're saying that 11 persons average is increased by 2 months. Okay, because when two persons replaced by the two new players. Okay, so we don't know this average, I'm considering it as x. So 11 persons average, 11 players average is x. Okay, now two persons is getting replaced, so count will not change in replacement problems, already we discussed, right? So here what about average x plus 2 months? Okay, I'm assuming it as 11 players average is x months. Okay, next when two persons will get replaced, so average is increased by 2 months. Okay, let's consider those two persons. Here there are two players. Okay, remaining 9 are common, so these two players age given individually. So one person is 18 years, one person is 20 years. If you observe these two persons, okay, one person age is 18 years and next person age is 20 years, these two persons got replaced, okay, by the two new players. Okay, because of that average is increased by 2 months. So simple logic, when new players came average got increased. So obviously I can say that comparatively, okay, these two are old players. Now the new players are elder than old players, because average is increased means new players age is more than old players age. Now I would say that, okay, so the two players age combinedly is 38, right? 38 years, I would say that two players combined age is 38 years. I can say that sum of two players age is 38 years. Now I can surely say that the sum of two new players age definitely more than 38 years, right? How much more? This shortcut will gives you answer. So left hand side difference not required. So right hand side difference, if you observe, plus 2, this plus 2 will be multiplied with 11. This plus 2 will be multiplied with 11. 2 times is 22. So I got the new age is 22 months more than the old player's age. Now they are asking us to find new player's age. So new player's age is equals to, so old player's age is 38 years, but new player's age is 22 months more than 38 years. I would say that 38 years 22 months. But or also you can say, okay, if they ask you what is the sum of new players age, sum of two new players age is 30 and extra 22 months. Or also you can say that, so in 22 months we form 1 year plus 10 months, right? Also say that 10 months. The sum of new players age is, sum of new players is 38 years 22 months or 39 years 10 months. Both are same, because 22 months means 1 year 10 months, right? You can see in your cases. But here they're not asking us to find what is the sum of new players age. What they're asking us to find, you just observe the condition here, average age of new players age. So obviously we know that sum, but average is equals to of year, sum of age. Okay, I'm not going to take 10 months because to make it cancel, it will be little complex. So I can directly say that sum divided by 2 will gives you average. Now you can 22 by 2 means 11 months. So I can say that 19 years 11 months is the average age of new players. So here only thing, everything is common. If you observe, only difference is like previous questions on this question. In this particular question, two players are getting replaced. So far the questions we solved, only one person is to get replaced, but here two persons are getting replaced. So when two persons are getting replaced, the same scenario, but only thing is just check whether they are asking what actually the question, either sum or average. Here they are asking about average. That's a, what if they would have asked the question or sum of new players ages, I can say that 39 years or 38 years 20, anything is fine. Okay, are you clear about the solution? Can you confirm in the chat box? If you all are clear, let's move on to the next one. Yeah, very good. Okay, let's go with the next question. Okay, some different questions now we are going to solve. Okay, which comes under the concept of averages. Yeah. Okay, so people's mark was wrongly entered as 83 instead of 63. Due to that, average mark of the class increased by half a mark. People in the class or the number of students in the class. Very, very important category question. Okay, to be honest, to solve this question, pen and paper is not at all required. Okay, just only logical application. Let's say I will explain you this particular question, like how we will get it in like normal textbook or Google or ChatGPT, whatever it is, and I will explain you our chocolate method. I mean, just by using some logical application. Both the ways I will say. If you observe, there are some students in the class. While entering the marks, I entered it as 83 instead of 63. Actual marks the student got is 63, but by mistake, like I entered it as 83. Due to that, the average entire class is increased by half mark. They're asking about how many students are there in the class. If you observe, if you observe actually, so we all know that, okay, when of 63, when I entered 83, the difference is 20 marks, right? The difference is 20 marks. Okay, now if you observe, the difference is 20 marks. Now 20 marks will be divided to all the students. Okay, how many students are there? We are not sure. So this 20 marks will be equally distributed to all the students. So I don't know how many students are there. So I am considering it as x number of students. Okay. Now, because of that, average of entire class is increased by half mark. So half mark. So average of entire class is increased by half mark. So to understand this, if you able to solve this, okay, x value you will get number of students, we assumed it as x. So x will go to the right hand. This in the denominator will goes to, it will become, okay. This is one way of solving, but you know what, actually solution is completely like depends on some equation, might not get the same kind of logic in the examination. So what I can say is, if you understand the logic properly, okay, no need to bother about considering this x equations, all these things. Let's try to analyze the solution first. Okay, I would say that without using pen and paper, see, very simple. Here, while entering the marks, let's assume it's not about entering the marks, it's all about distributing chocolates. Okay, anything is fine, right? So I'm just changing the scenario. Instead of entering marks, I'm changing the scenario like I'm distributing the chocolates. Like while I'm not so sure about how many students are there in the class, while distributing the chocolates, okay, for one particular student, actually, I have to give 63 chocolates. But instead of 63, okay, just by mistake, I gave 83 chocolates. Means for one particular student, okay, instead of giving 63 chocolates, I gave 83 chocolates. Means how many extra chocolates I give? 20 extra chocolates I give, right? So because of these 20 extra chocolates, entire class average is increased by half chocolate. Okay, very simple. Because of this extra chocolate, let's assume that you are the person which I gave 20 chocolates extra. Instead of 63, I gave 83 to you. Now you cannot eat all those 20 extra chocolates by your own, right? So what you need to do, chocolate method is indicating that it is equal distribution. Now you have 20 extra chocolates. Now it's your responsibility to give all 20 chocolates equally to the entire class, right? Now when you started distributing to the entire class, so they are given that, so it is increased by half a chocolate, means indirectly you should give half chocolate to everyone. When average is increased by half, everybody in the classes should be increased by half, right? So you should give that 20 chocolates, half to each and every student. Very simple. If you have one chocolate, how many halves you can make? Two halves, right? If I have one chocolate, I can make two halves. If I have two chocolates, I can make four halves. If I have five chocolates, I can make 10 halves. How many extra chocolates you have? 20. So how many halves you can make? 40. So indirectly 40 students are there in the class. I hope you understand this logic. Whatever the extra chocolates we have, those 20 chocolates we need to distribute to the class equally. So because of that, half chocolate got increased, means in that 20 chocolates, how many halves you can make? Think logically. In this 20 chocolates, how many halves I can make? 40 halves. Indirectly 40 students are there in the class. Did you understand this logic? Yes, yes or no? Yeah. Okay. That's how actually that logic works in average. Not all the time like we need to apply only this formula. So average sum of numbers by total number of numbers. Sometimes we need to apply our concept logically, so that even you will feel comfortable, like even in the exam. Okay, you will save a lot of time as well. Okay, but the only thing is this logical application, this logical thinking, everything that will comes by practice. Just listening class will not be sufficient to clear aptitude exam in your competitive exams. So my suggestion is, whatever the concept that you are going to learn, and also the same efforts that you need to put by your own, okay, by solving maximum number of questions possible. That's what the suggestion that I can give. Okay, so the next one, we'll go for the next question. Yes, guys, do remember, I'll explain now 3 to 4 questions with the same pattern. Okay, that particular pattern of questions we have not yet discussed. Okay, so I'll just tell you how a normal student solve and how our students will solve. Okay, the same question with 2 different variations. Okay, listen carefully. This type of question is also very, very important in the examination point of view. So let's try to understand the question. Average temperature of the first 3 days is 27 degrees. Okay. It looks like the question which we already solved, but it is not it. Okay. So if you understand, first 3 days temperature is 27. They're talking about the next 3 days. Next 3 days temperature is 29. Average of the whole week temperature. See, 3 conditions given. If you observe the condition clearly, first 3 days average is given, second 3 days average temperature is given. Now whole week means 7 days, complete week average is given. Now they are asking about what is the temperature on the last day. Means simple logic, guys. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, these 3 days average is equals to 27. Next 3 days means Thursday, Friday, Saturday. These 3 days average temperature is 29. Next they have given that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, okay, and Sunday. All whole week, Monday to Sunday, whole week, this average temperature is given it as 28.5. That's a normal student. Okay, hope you understand this question first. Can anyone unmute and speak? Okay, how we can solve this question? Okay, just very general method, generic method. I hope you understand this question. Okay, can you just tell like how can we solve this question? Anyone in the class? I just wanted to see like how you people can understand the question and how you can solve it. Okay, don't bother about whether it is correct or wrong. You just give a response. Yes, I got response in the chat box. Anyone in the class? See, 3 days temperature we have. Next 3 days temperature also we know. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And the whole week temperature we have. Yes, I'm getting answers in the chat box. But I want like how you got that answer. How did you solve? Just in one line. So this is how we can solve. Guys, are you getting like what I'm talking about? See, I'll just tell you, okay, how it is. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so average is 27. Okay, so if you are applying formula, average is equals to sum of observations by number of observations. So average is equals to 27. We can substitute sum of 3 days by 3. You will get first sum of 3 days. Next sum, you will get sum of 7 days temperature. If you add these two, you will get sum of 6 days temperature. And if you subtract this value from 6 days, so you will get the value of the 7th day. See, one thing guys, until unless you speak, we cannot do anything. Okay, because that's what I said. Even if you have any doubts or anything, that you should speak it. Okay, so that I can understand whether you are understanding the concept or not. Okay, if you are not able to respond, like if the only point I just go with my flow, okay, so obviously I'll do. Okay, the only thing is that you just need to respond from your end. So this is how actually people can solve. Now my point is, rather than doing it, let's try to understand. Whole week temperature means 7 days. 7 days temperature is 28.5. Okay, so means every day of the week should be considered as 28.5. First 3 days the temperature will be 27. First 3 days the temperature is 27. How much less from it is for all 3 days? So into 3, which will gives you minus 4.5. Now next 3 days average is 29. Now how much more it is for next 3 days, which will gives you 1.5. If you are trying to balance this minus 4.5 plus 1.5, it will be -3. So actually all days 28.5, but if you want to balance this, okay, so the seventh day should be here, because it is not at balance, the seventh day should be extra 3, because these 3 should be given to value to make it balance. So answer is 31.5. So that's it. Okay, answer is 31.5. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, can you do it and post your answers in the chat box? The similar case here also. Okay, here the condition given as average of 25 results is 20. Average of 25 results is 20. Average of first 12 total 25 results, average is 20. Means we can consider 25 students, average is 20, means everybody of the class should have 20 chocolates each. Now first 12 average is 15. Now how much less we have here? -5. For all the 12 students is having 5 chocolates less, so we consider into 12 -60. Okay, next they are talking about next 12 results, average is 18. So we should consider, okay, we should just cross checking. Obviously we assumed all 25 results is, so next 12 results average is, okay, 18, means how much less what we expected. Actually we expected everybody in the class should be having 20 chocolates, but here 2 chocolates less. Likewise, how many students? 12 students. So which is equals to -24, 12 to 24. Now if you observe, everybody in the class we should assume it as 20, but if you try to balance it, -60 -24 is -84. So if you are -84, in order to make it balance, so the person who is of the if you observe, there are total 25, here 12 and 12, 24 students done. That one person is there, right? Either it may be the last person, they are talking about 13th person. So that 13th person should come with 20 chocolates. Additionally, he should bring 84 chocolates to make it balance. So it will be 104. So answer is the 13th number will be 104. Even if you apply the formula, you will get the same answer. Yes, I got one answer in the chat box. Okay, yes, from Tarani. Yeah, 104 is correct. So if you observe the same logic, instead of going with, that's what the concept is. Okay, instead of going with the formula, it's better always to go with, okay, the logic. Okay, so whatever equal distribution that we assume, basically if you use formula, it will take a lot of time. First you have to calculate average for sum of this and sum of 12, sum of 12. If you add these two, you will get sum of 24 values. So sum of 20, from sum of 25 you should subtract sum of 24 values, you will get this value. Even if you use a formula, you will get the same answer, but check the time, like how long you are taking to solve that question. Now if you observe, understand, there are 25 people here, 24 covered, that one person who is left is nothing but 13th result. Now there is one more pattern of question that you will get it. Okay, especially even this pattern of questions. Okay, what actually the logic is, of 15 numbers, okay, the average of 15 numbers is 7. Okay, I would say that 15 numbers average is 7, means everybody out of 15, all the 15, everybody in the class should be having how many chocolates? 7, because if the average is given, we can assume it as everybody in the class will be having 7 chocolates each. Now if the average of first is, the average of first 8 numbers is 6.5, first 8 numbers average is 6.5, how much less from the expected value? It is 0.5 less. Likewise, how many values we have? 8, which will gives you -4. Okay, next they are talking about last 8 numbers. Last 8 numbers average is 9.5. Here how much more? Plus 2.5 into 8, which will gives you 8 to 16, 4 means 20. So if you observe, this calculation is okay, but I have a small doubt. Here total we have 15 students. How come this 8, first 8, last 8, total we are getting 16 students, right? So how come that extra student came? It is not about extra. Okay, it is about there is one person common in this 8 and in this 8. Okay, means one person is common in the 8. Okay, they're talking about first 8 and last 8, means there is one person common. When you will get this type of questions, when a person is common, simple logic, follow the same procedure. Whenever you are trying to make the equation balance, actually everybody in the class should be having 7 chocolates, right? That 7 we should take. Okay, initially if you observe 20 minus 4, so which will is 16. Whenever you are getting minus 4 or minus 5 or minus 16, what we used to do in the previous questions, we will this person should take 16 chocolates extra. If my answer is minus 16, let's assume if my answer is minus 16, this person should bring 16 chocolates extra to make it balance, because they are lack of 16 chocolates. Okay, so here, but the concept is, whenever you have one person, is no need to change any symbol. So here if you will get plus, you do it plus. If you will get minus, you do it minus. When person is common, don't change the symbol. So here plus 16, you should do plus 16 only. So which will gives you 23. That common person, that middle number, what is that middle number? Which means 23. I will give you one more of the similar pattern. You just remember the logic. When the person is common, you should not change the symbol in order to, while making balancing of these numbers. Okay, so I'll give you one more question. Try to answer this. Okay, answer this question. Here the average of 13 results is 60. First 7 results is given, last 7 results is given. If you observe, first 7 last 7 means 14. Here only 13 results. How to solve it? Same, apply it and answers once if you are done. Yes, I got answer as 39. Very good. Okay, here the average of 13 results 60, which means 13 results I can write it as 60. Average of first 7 results, average of first 7 results is 59. Average of last 7 results, we have 58. If you observe, everybody in the class, all 13 students should have how many chocolates? 60 chocolates. Write it separately. Everybody in the class should be having 60 chocolates. But this person is having how many less chocolates comparatively to the 60? Minus 1. Likewise, how many members? 7 members. Means which will gives you minus 7. What about this person? Minus 2. How many students? For 7 students, average decrease, right? Means all the students having 2 chocolates less, into 7, which will gives you minus 14. Minus 7 and minus 14, minus 21. Okay, do we need to change the symbol? If you will get plus, you should take plus. If you will get minus, you should take minus, because here if you observe, 7 plus 7 14 means one person common will be there in the middle. So when the person is common, obviously symbol will not change. So obviously minus 21, which will gives you 39. So answer is 39. Okay, so one person posted 37. Yes, Priya, did you understand? It is not 37, it is 39. Might be a small calculation mistake. Okay. Can you try this and post answers fast? Yes, I got answer as 39 from Tarani. The average temperature for the first 4 days was 37. Last 4 days, first 4 days is given, last 4 days is given. Do we have 8 days in a week? No, 7 days. Means what it means? They're calculating one day in common of the first four and last four. Okay. So I would say that first we'll write whole week temperature. Whole week means 7 days. There are 7 days, average temperature is 39 degrees Celsius. First 4 days means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We'll consider okay, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Talking about first 4 days temperature is average temperature is 40, sorry, 37 they're talking about. So 37. Last 4 days means where is last 4 days? Last only Friday, Saturday, Sundays left out, which means okay, last 4 days temperature, last temperature is 41. You understand the logic what I'm talking about? So first 4 days temperature is 37, last 4 days temperature is 41. Then if you observe, this is the person, means this is the day, Thursday, which is common in first four and last four. That's what I'm talking about from the last two questions. Okay. First average is 37, which means two chocolates less than expected. So into 4, which will gives you -8. Next 4 days temperature is 41, which means two chocolates extra. Okay. For all four, which means +8. What is -8 and +8? 0. Okay. So -8 and +8 makes the exact balance 0. Means there is no extra chocolate, there is no less chocolates in the situation. So that's the reason average will not change. Actually 7 days average should be 39. So no need to add or no need to subtract anything, because this is getting exactly balanced. So what we can call that middle day, whatever it is, like for Thursday, this Thursday temperature remains the same as whole week temperature, because there is no extra or values to subtract. Okay, so we can say that this is exactly balanced. So I would say that the same middle day temperature is also 39 as expected in the whole week. Okay, like this is how like we can solve questions. Yes, I got answers in the chat box as well. So answer is 39, exactly correct. Okay, so this is how, like, there are on also, okay, I shared this complete PPT in your WhatsApp group, and there are few questions which we have not discussed in the class. Okay, which means you try by your own all the questions. Okay, so if you have any doubts, okay, you just post your doubts in the group, WhatsApp group. Okay, so that like we'll try to respond whenever like we have free time. So if possible, like even I will try to post answers in as well. Okay, and next thing is, yes, there is no things at all, like you can post any questions and all, you can post it freely, like you can post whatever the doubts. So whenever I see the messages of your doubts, like I'll respond to your answer. Okay, so I'll post if possible, this is how the solution will be, so that you will get clarity in your WhatsApp group as well. Or else you have one more option, that you can ask me whatever the doubts you have in the class itself. That's also you have an option. Okay, and yes, as I said, if you have any particular doubts in the concept of averages, I'll give you 5 minutes time. Okay, so you can ask me the doubts to be clarified. So I'm happy to explain all the doubts that, okay, any specific doubt from the PPT. Actually, I particular PPT just before. Okay. So I hope like you have not yet visited all the questions. My suggestion is immediately don't questions in the chat GPT or Google. Okay, so because like whenever you know that you have answer, your brain will stop working. Okay, that's the reason. My suggestion is you try it by your own, you mistake, okay, do another mistake. Okay, you can do multiple mistakes, but do the same mistake again. Okay, so you do the mistake. Okay, check with the solution. If you have any doubts, you can ask us, no problem, we will tell you which is correct. Okay, so that you will get more clarity. If you have, obviously you will not work. Okay, so anyhow answer is there, your mind will convert that. Okay, how particular, you will not, okay, you will only think about, say this question answer is 40. Okay, how to get that answer, make it 40, your brain will think in the same way. So that's the reason, don't see any particular answers or solutions from others. Okay, try it by your own, and practice remaining all the questions, so that if you are thorough with the concept of averages, and I can assure you that you can solve maximum all the questions from the PPT. Okay, if you solve all the questions, definitely I can say that maximum, if you go for any placement drives, maximum these different models that you will get it in the averages, not much deeper than this. Okay, so these are maximum enough. Okay, according to my point of view, almost you will be having 30 questions in the PPT. Once if you are done with these questions, like you can get some questions, whatever it is. Like my version is very simple. If the student is thorough with the concept, he can able to solve any questions from any of the books or any of the sites. Okay, that's not an issue. Yeah, Supriya, I shared this particular PPT in your WhatsApp group as well. Okay, I'm not so sure whether I shared this particular PPT in uh, Aptitude online training group. Okay, if, I'm not so sure. Is there any other WhatsApp group? Is there, like, yeah. I'll definitely share it in another. I think so. Like there is another batch for scholarship students, another WhatsApp group. Okay, I'll make sure that immediately after completion of the class, I'll share this complete PPT with you all. Okay, no need to worry about it. Okay, if you have not yet received, whatever the group that you are in, okay, just uh, send a message. Okay, so that like we will respond. We will share that what's material. Okay, no need to worry about it. Okay, immediately after completion of the class, I'll share it. Okay, that's it, guys, for today. Okay, so you keep practicing, as I said. Okay, aptitude will not come just only by listening the classes. Okay, definitely, uh, if you solve 20 questions in the class, you should solve 20 more questions by your own. Okay, so that's how your practice should be. So I would definitely say that. Okay, if you understand, if you listen the classes regularly, if you understand the concept clearly, definitely if you add some more questions by your own, okay, means practice, okay, definitely you will excel in these particular topics. Okay, definitely these logics and shortcuts, there are so many. Okay, so far like we discussed very few. Okay, if you talk about like percentages, profit and loss ratios, mixtures, okay, permutations, combinations, probability, there are so many shortcuts that needs to be discussed. Okay, definitely, like if you come to the classes regularly, and if you complete the tasks which we give in the class, I mean completing some practice questions and all, definitely you will gain a lot of knowledge in aptitude, and you will get that confidence that you can able to clear aptitude round in any competitive exams. Okay, that we can assure you. Okay, and also we will be having some tests also, mostly in the next week. Okay, I will give you a briefing about like how students needs to take the test. Okay, some practice tests, we will be having a mock test as well in the upcoming days. So everything that we will guide you. Okay, from okay, that's it, guys. Happy weekend to all. Okay, so please, whatever I said, okay, that's it. Thank you.